Come on in. Come on in. Hit that like on your way in. What's what's up, Daron? Right, all right. Welcome in, everybody. Let a few people stack up and we'll get jumping in here. We'll get to jumping. I'm here a little early. What do y'all think about that? I went to the gym. I'm trying to get back consistent with my gym time. I get so caught up in work and reprioritizing things and having moved and all. Rockadoodle, what's up, Bubba? Good to see you. Um, what the hell? That and it's no excuse to neglect. How the fuck are you supposed to do that? DT is on. Chan says he's had a day at the conference. Busy day today. Good, man. A busy day is a good day for men. I hope all y'all had busy days filled with productivity and purpose. That is the way. Um, Look, I'm gonna put something. Uh, all right. I want to do a poll in here. Anybody know how to do a poll? I did one the other day on an accident. I don't remember how I did it. Create a poll. I'm coming, y'all. I'm getting this thing ready. All right, Chan. Thank you for popping in, brother. Always good to see you. So I got a poll up there. I want everybody to look at that and answer it. So participate. What I'm pitching is a free group Zoom, men only, where we take a deep dive into female nature and what that means for you in life, in your relationships, and socially, business wise, everything. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I put a poll in. Want to get your opinions. What we'll do is we'll get a Zoom together. We'll do about an hour and a half, 2 hours. A couple of guys get in there, and it'll be like a sort of a session on this where you grab a notebook, take notes, absorb the information, and I'll see how that goes. See, we'll do another one. So if you're really interested, answer the poll, and I'll show you how we get it done for oh look, 4 votes. Somebody voted no. You always got some clowns in there, huh? So, well, good. Welcome into the Proud Masculine live stream. May the 3rd, 2025. I can't believe when I announce these days that we're flying through this year so fast. And it feels like last week we were having our New Year's live stream. What's up, kid? I see you in there, man. And so yeah, this year's flying by. But I mean, that's a good thing to notice, to really take into account how fast life goes by. Every time we turn around, it's another year and another year and another year. Then you're like me, you're 48, and you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of things I could have and should have done that I didn't do. So I got to hurry up and pack. And look, if you're all where you are, it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to kick it in gear. The important thing is to remember that we don't know when, we don't know, we're not promised tomorrow. The only thing we are sure that we have is the present. And it's important that you make the best of every opportunity in the present, which is all the time. And it actually sets up your future for more great things. And I know it's hard to think about in today's age where, you got technology, you got work, you got society, you got all these different things swirling around constantly that you kind of have to reflect, then think ahead. Then it's hard to stay in the present, constantly having to solve problems and arrange things. Um, but it's important. The only time we have is right now, this very second. And what's going to determine how the next seconds that are upcoming in line or qualities if we're taking care of the present moments. If you want a life full of moments, be in the moment and make the best of it. And a lot of modern men especially spend a lot of time regretting the past and stressing over the future. And all you're going to do if you keep looking back and regretting, well, you're not going to have anything to look back on and be proud of and have accomplished. Your whole life's going to be spent looking in the rear view, regretting everything because you're pissing every moment away. And let me tell you, life is too short and you don't know when the time's up. You don't know that. Nobody does. So if you have some ideas, if you want to go talk to the girl, go talk to her. What is the consequence of not getting what you want out of it? That's the consequence. It doesn't go your way this time. If you're, constantly harping over starting a business, starting a workout routine, starting a martial art, venturing into something new, go do it. The worst case is it doesn't work out as you plan, and you can either adapt, overcome, rearrange, or you move on to the next thing. But the point being, at least you tried. At least you were there in that moment to try it, and it's not a waste. Billy the Kid says he's shipping out to basic training in less than a month. Wow. That, see what I mean, Billy? How fast that went by? I remember when you first announced that. But anyway, as usual, we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants here. We're gonna wing it, talk about a few things. If there's anything you would like to hear, um, anything you'd like to talk about or ask questions, by all means, please do. And look, if I'm in the middle of an explanation and I'm not getting to you as quickly as you would like to be, put it in a super chat and I'll gladly stop in my tracks and attend to your message. That's how it works. Well, you can donate. Donations are greatly appreciated, always appreciated. It's the biggest contribution to the channel. And I don't have sponsors. It's just me by myself with this channel. So anything that's given to the channel stays being put back into the channel, which is a great help because I want other men to get these messages. I want the people who need to hear it to get it. And it takes growth. And look, I can't do it without y'all. The likes, the subscribes, the anything, the presence, the participation in the chats, the comments after it's posted, like all those things. Well, great. And I do appreciate that. I couldn't do it without y'all. So thank you. So I think not Billy, DT, a moderator there from the beginning, a OG. I think DT's got a question or a topic he would like discussed. He mentioned that to me. Let's see what you got, DT. What's on your mind, brother? And look, when DT gets this topic in, good. Friendships, monogamous relationships, or business networking. Here we go. We're going to pin that up. Rockadoodle, I'm going to get to it, Lee. Let me read this scripture. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through him who strengthened me. Amen. You know, we some God-fearing and God-loving folks here on this channel. And if you're not, it's okay. I'm not judging, but we are. And the messages of faith in God's presence are always welcomed and appreciated. It only serves to enhance the experience. So thank you, Rockadoodle. Anybody else, if you have something you want to share, feel free, drop it in. Back to the question, friendships, monogamous relationships, or business networking. Rockadoodle said he's got a 2-month membership. Let's get some W's in the chat for Rockadoodle. Amen, brother. Big contributor in more than one way, y'all. Always down with the channel. Gotta love that. Much respect, man. Back to the topic. Why is it important to not be a pushover and display your kindness is not a weakness? How did you word the very end of that, DT? I don't understand. What are you trying to say with that? Oh, what the hell happened? Hold up. Billy the Kid says, would you say it's a waste to be chasing women before a ship? I mean, not if you want to have get a little action before you go. No. You know, that's a tough one because I think it's a waste to not try. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Just don't go getting yourself in trouble. Then yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I think every guy should be out there getting the experience of dating and flirting, being social, being able to approach and attract women. That's a great skill. And I think nobody really that's very understated how important it is for a young man or grown man to learn female nature and sexual dynamics and intersexual dynamics and what that means and how that can impact your life greatly. Because there's many a men who's got the brains or the looks or brains and the looks, has everything going for him, smart, disciplined, jacked, successful, organized, like all these amazing characteristics that helps you be a high achiever and have shit woman skills, and they'll lose everything behind it or go through one disastrous relationship out of another. Guys, I can't impress on you enough. The most important person, the most important decision you're going to make in life is who is the woman you're going to have kids with. Do you understand the ramifications and the impact that can have on your whole life? I can't overstate that enough. So yeah, go out there and play around, mess around. What do you have to lose, you know? DT, I'm waiting on your answer, brother. Um, Let me see if I can put this link in here without being a yep. Shit. I don't know how to copy this link without it totally uh-oh. Billy the Kid said my V card. Yeah, man, go for it. Here's the difference between men and women. Women lose their virginities. It's a momentous, a special occasion. Men, you have your first time. You get laid for the first time. It's not as meaningful and full of depth and meaning as it is for a woman. All right, here we go. Friendships, monogamous relationships, or business networking. Why is it important not to be so kind or people will take you as a pushover? Great topic. Let me get into that. Ah, shit. Hold on. DT, you got the chat? I'm going to pause the chat for now. So, this is actually a great topic and great question, DT. So, what he's asking is about being essentially what the potential has to happen is being so kind and cooperative and respectful that people will mistaken your kindness as weakness, whether it be a relationship, a friendship, a uh, partnership. And this is true. So, what you have to do is keep in mind I always preach lead with kindness and respect first until said person proves that they're not worthy of that otherwise, which is, you know, the important thing is, and here's what, part of what we go over in my one on ones is cultivating true masculinity. And one of the characteristics of true masculine core, a man with a masculine core, centered, emotionally, mentally centered, um, always kind and respectful, but the ability to be dangerous. Also, is assertiveness, being assertive, which means now it's not aggression. Aggression is definitely a tool, but misused, it's a problem. For an emotionally uncentered, emotionally and mentally unstable guy, aggressiveness is a liability. But aggressive behavior is instilled in men as a man. That's one of the characteristics of masculinity is aggression, but a healthy aggression, applied aggression, and um, controlled aggression is actually an amazing attribute, an amazing quality of a man's character is controlled and applied aggression. It's necessary to exist as a man in this world who will achieve things is the ability to be aggressive, even if it turns into violence or aggression as it pertains to pursuit. It's okay to use that aggression to propel and get shit done. But The key here about this particular the key about this particular dynamic and question is assertiveness. And that is the ability to, assert yourself. That's the ability to set and maintain boundaries and enforce boundaries. Obviously, I'll give you an example of being assertive. That you're out in a social situation, and I'm gonna say it's a business thing, and you notice this guy always seems, because you're gonna be kind and contribute to the team, contribute to the effort. You're gonna be respectful, always gonna lead with respect. And this is how you learn if people are worthy of this kindness and respect. Not everybody gets that part of you. The people who reciprocate, or at the very least appreciate your demeanor and your approach to them in life, definitely get the best side of you. Not everybody deserves that. Say you're in a business situation, and you're having a meeting and you're pitching ideas, and there's this guy who is always like shooting you down or making sideways comments or trying to find a way to sabotage you a little bit, especially those guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like when they have an opportunity to say something positive or just be quiet, or have an opportunity to say something, that's a great idea. I think we should explore that. Or, but, and this is usually, it usually stems from jealousy and insecurity. When other men try to break other men down, especially in front of people, it's a deep sign of insecurity, jealousy. Like this person's afraid. Now you treading on them. Now, don't get me wrong. You can be messing up and be a liability, but there's a difference. There's even a way to approach that. Somebody in charge or the group conscience, comes to you and says, "Hey, look, man, you're not pulling your weight. You're messing up a lot. You're not pulling your end." There's a way to handle that. And if you're not effective and contribute, you could be removed from that. But back to the assertiveness is, first off, maintain calm. Dignity and grace is how we deal with everything. With dignity and grace. Calm, centered, tactical. Um, you're mentally a few steps ahead of the whole situation all the time. And never do you react like, man, what's your problem? Like, does everybody see this guy? Can you just shut up and let me finish? Stuff like that. That's not the way to go. It makes you look weak, and it arouses that guy. And then the crowd starts paying more attention to him, pointing out your flaws, and you're getting defensive and overly defensive. Um, and look, you're going to deal with this. There's no there's no way to get around it. They just have people. More people are going to take advantage of your kindness than they will appreciate. And this is in all areas of life. But for the sake of this example, we're going to keep it to business. And so what you do is you like finish your presentation or finish your pitch, finish your idea, finish the meeting, and pull the guy aside one on one. And this is where you're assertive. Like, hey man, you don't seem to have much good to say. Well, oh, come on, I'm just kidding. Say, no, you're not kidding. I know what that is. Is there a problem? Like, do we need to solve a problem here? And he's, oh, come on, man, don't be like that. I'm just kidding. And then you simply ask, like, well, you said this and this. What did you mean by that? Oh, come on. I was going to say, well, look, man, I'm here. I'm serious. I'm serious about this. I'm serious about life. And I'm serious about this project or whatever. I'm committed to this project. You know, if you don't have anything to say during my presentation or my input, you can just not say anything. But if this keeps happening, we're going to have to solve this problem. Like, what do you mean? Well, we gotta figure it out. I don't tolerate people treating me like that and belittling me and degrading me in front of other people. That's disrespectful. I don't do that to you. You don't do that to me. So if that's something we need to get out in the open, let's get it out in the open. In a blue collar situation, On a job site or something, it might be, look, you and me is going to take a walk out back and handle this shit. Just you and me. We'll go behind the job trail over there at lunch or something. We'll work it out. But don't let that shit happen again. And that's being assertive. And that's when you send a message. And you never lose your shit. You never become angry and puffed up. Like, you hear what I'm saying? I'm gonna fuck you up if you do that shit again. You understand? Getting in his face, pointing. Stay calm, very matter of fact, centered, calculated, and just explain your boundary, which is respect. Treat you well, you treat me well. And if you have something to say that I don't agree with, I'll pull you aside and tell you. I'm not going to try to humiliate you and embarrass you in front of everybody. And you can point that fact out as well. Like, you having an outburst like that in a meeting doesn't serve to contribute anything to this meeting or my idea. Matter of fact, all it serves is for you to try to make me look bad in front of people, try to embarrass me. And look, if we got something to talk about, let's get it out in the open. I'm open. And usually I say, man, come on. Now, this is either going to go one of two ways. He's going to go gossip about that. Oh, well, guess what? He pulled me aside. He was all buttered, da da da. But based on the response of the people he's telling, like if somebody tells him, well, yeah, dude, that was fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. Like, what did you mean by that anyway? Why would you say that like that to him in front of everybody in the meeting? That's not the time or place. You're gonna be like, oh shit, the attention I wanted, I'm not getting. I'm getting negative attention. I better back off. People can kind of see my motive. Let me let me shy away from that. And then at some point, it'll circle back and be, hey, look, brother, no hard feelings. That was fucked up. I did you wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And you're like, all right, man, it's all good. We're not perfect. Say something clever and funny. Dap it up, bro hug. Good, man. Let me know if you need anything. Keep it respectful. Keep it productive. Keep it professional. Now, that's an example of being assertive or during the meeting. But you see, here's where this is a slippery slope because at any point during the meeting, if you were to address this guy, that tells the people that he's knocked you off center a little bit, right? So any way you go about stopping what you're saying and doing to attend to him, people's gonna think like, uh-oh, this guy's getting to him. He's a little shaky. And if you're in a place where they have a somewhat halfway decent culture of professionalism, the appropriate way to address it during the meeting is, hey, yeah, let me finish up so I don't lose track. I'll take your questions and comments after the meeting. Or do you have something important to say that you need to cut in? Like, do I have to stop what I'm doing? Do you have something important to say? It's like, no, say, okay, thanks. I'll take the questions and comments after the meeting. But that's something you usually announce before you begin the presentation, a pitch, whatever it may be. Could be something as a little morning safety meeting on a job. It could be a critical project meeting during a project. It could be an after action review, like for Billy in the military. When y'all do exercises and drills, they're going to have an after action review where you're going to get critique and feedback and all about your performance. And it could be in any of those type of situations. Socially, you're going to have to kind of handle it the same thing. And this is how you discover one of the ways you become aware of who deserves that respect and kindness is um, that there are people who are dysfunctional and there are people who have this bully mentality where they're so broken, they're so far down, they have this horrible relationship with themselves that the way they boost themselves up and find some value and worth is through demeaning and degrading other people, trying to make people less than him so he can feel a little greater than. You'll usually see us a lot around dudes and chicks. And this is where you can, this is a good test for you and your friends. If you found a new social group, you're out in public, Start messing with some girl. And one example is like the guy starts saying, "Oh, he don't like girls. Oh, what are you doing talking? Oh, I don't pay any attention to him." Like just trying to jab you up while you rap him with a girl. Those are dangerous men. And if you have people like that currently in your friend group, cut them immediately. Ruthlessly cut these men out of your life. They're dangerous, they're backstabbers, and they absolutely have something against you that they don't like, that they're keeping secret. When somebody does that to you, that's a very clear indicator that they're going to try to sabotage you in any way they can. It usually comes from people who feel less than you, will never admit that. Matter of fact, you'll find these people going out of their way to try to promote themselves all the time and then remind everybody how much better they are. And it's a clear indicator of insecurity. And like the way you would handle that is like, you laugh it off, say, that's my boy. And you come over here, let's talk where I can hear you. You get the girl out of there. But never let people do that to you in large groups and a good friend who really respects your respect and kindness will always make you look better. Will always try to pump you up in front of chicks or in any setting. Your true friends will always try to make you look better, like you're the man. When I would be a wingman for my friend if he started talking to a girl and him and I were out, I would go over there. I'd say, "Hey, I don't mean to interrupt. Look, I'm gonna run to the bar. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to grab. Do you need anything? Can I get you something?" Like make him look like he's the man. Make him look like he's in control. Make him look like he's the star. That's how you do that for your boys. They come to you with a business idea or an idea about life, something, new and interesting. Like, damn, that's a good idea, man. Well, look, if I can do anything, let me know. Good luck. You got that. Yeah, man. Shit, that ain't nothing. I mean, if it's a little nutty and outlandish, you can be honest with him. Say, that's sounds tricky, but what is your plan on going through with this? How are you going to make this work? Hear it through. Let the man speak. It could be a great idea to him. And he may have said something that you don't understand about the proposition, and he can give you some clarity. Um, but if you come across men like that who are trying to always undercut you and use you for a laugh at your expense, especially in front of other people, get rid of these people. They will never serve you well in life. It never changes. They never improve, and it'll just get worse and worse and worse till it comes to something a little more fucked up. These men will cut your throat and stab you in the back every chance they get. Eliminate immediately. No fucking questions asked. I mean, if somebody you've been knowing a while and they're just starting to do that shit, that's an indicator that they resenting something about you. They have contempt. You pull them aside, like, yo, what is that? Like, what's going on? And he might have something to say, or he might do what other manipulative, insecure bitches do and tell you, oh, I was just kidding. Oh, come on, man. Don't be so serious. And you say, no, I take myself very serious. Like, that's really disrespectful. Don't do that shit. Don't ever put me out in front of people like that. Don't ever put me on blast, in front of a chick. Like, that's bullshit. That's a bitch made attitude type shit. Don't do that. If it's somebody you care about sticking around in your life, because you look, everybody can mess up. Everybody can be in a mood. You might have said something to this dude last week and it was like he took it personal. And a real friend will tell you, well, yeah, dude, I don't like you way you handled that shit last week. You could say, you know what? I never even thought about it like that, bro. It wasn't my intention to offend you or make you look bad. I apologize. You know, shit won't happen again. Right on, brother. Pow. So the short answer to DT's question is assertiveness, assertive and competent. And because it's not Look, life is going to test you. Relationships will test you, friendships, business partnerships, social situations. You will be tested in life. That's the design of life. This is what forges you into a solid top tier motherfucker or a victim, self pity ass, you know, guy on sidelines, letting life happen, having no input. So, yeah, assertiveness. I hope that answered your question, DT. Let me see my poll here. All right, only got 7 votes. So, look, anybody interested in a poll? I mean, the poll question. Anybody interesting? Let's see. Let's go through this topic. Rocket, listen. Hey, y'all. Hey, baby blue. Billy the Kid. DT said, "Be chill as a man, alpha man should be. As an alpha man should be." Yeah. Barack says, "I am so handsome." Come on now. Easy. This is a family channel. But point being that that's the key. Always lead with kindness and respect. We handle ourselves with dignity and grace. You cannot aggressively demand respect. That's a sure way to make sure you don't get respected. But you can conduct yourself and earn respect. And when most people see that you're assertive, that you have boundaries, that you really take yourself you seriously and you value you and respect yourself, that's going to reflect on most people and they will lead and treat you with that. Forward American says beta male eyes. I don't know what that means. What kind of eyes do beta men have? I mean, yeah, great contribution. Glad you showed up to contribute to the channel. Hit the like while you're here and might as well subscribe too. Help us out. Well, that's it, y'all. Um, that's it. We're gonna wrap right there. DT, awesome fucking topic. Thank you for the contribution. Everybody, thank you for coming in tonight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already yet. Join the Telegram, and I got a pretty positive. I'm sure this was this guy. Uh no, DT, you need to kick him. Somebody's jacking around on the pole. Um, anyway, it looks like I got a pretty positive response. I'll do it with 7, 8 people. I think that would actually be perfect. So stay tuned. Join the Telegram because I'll post the Zoom link in Telegram for the people who are interested. Join the Telegram. Let me know you made it. I'll personally send you a Zoom link. I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to DM it to you. So make sure you join the Telegram. Link is in the description. And thank you, everybody, for coming in. Have a good night. See y'all tomorrow. I don't know yet, Billy.